Hey, Shalom, I want to start off as always by giving no praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kodash, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and honors to you brothers doing the work in truth, with sincerity. So, a quick one, mainly inspired off basically this particular case, this Ahmad Aubrey case, right, where you basically had that Jake went for a run, and then out of nowhere, let's go to the top, man. So I just had a picture of him somewhere. Yeah, right. This Jake here, he just went for a run and then he got shut up. Basically, what I was seeing, online, I was just basically having a load of Jake that were, saying certain things, moving like, look, man, stop asking. Basically, still saying, stop asking Esau for, to, for justice, right? And then he was a Jake with some level of influence, right? He was basically like, look, man, hey, you Jakes that have been that used to be in the military, hit me up, man, right? And then other people basically saying similar, things of that ilk of, look, man, we need to start getting tooled up, i.e., you start getting, with the, with the guns and all of that, right? And for instance, here you've got armed black citizens escort Michigan lawmaker to Capitol after volatile right-wing protests. Right, so State Representative Sarah Anthony says she wanted to highlight failure of policing after armed white protesters demonstrated. Right, and it would have been ironic for something for them to say anything about these Jakes, considering that you also had them Edomites just rolling up into the state, doing what they were doing, right? Into the state capital, man. Right, so hey, even when you look at the machinery that these Jakes have, you look at this Jake on the right, right? That looks like in fact, I believe he's got a bit of an array there. I can't zoom in though, right? But you see on his hip he's got pistol, and then he's got the rifle there. Right now, these Jakes look like they're a bit more trained with their machinery, man. Right? Because even as I'm saying this, I'm thinking you have a lot of Jakes in Esau's military, right? So Jake is basically he's making some noise, right? And all I could I was thinking about is this precept here, Genesis 49:9. It says Judah is lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Right? Now Judah is the head tribe. And basically what's being asked is right now Judah's in kind of like a chilled state. Where it's like, who's gonna rouse him up? Who's gonna make Judah go wild, right? What event is gonna make Judah go wild? And before I can't really see it there now, right? But before these the two Edomites that basically took him, put him to death, before before they were put in jail, right? Like I was saying that you were seeing all those kinds of articles talking about, not articles, but all of those posts from Jake, where Jake were pissed, and a lot of shit. Is Jake being roused up at the moment, right? And once Judah's roused up, look, man, that's going to send a message to the other Israelites, right? To the other tribes. This is Zechariah 12:7, right? It says, the Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, right? That the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah, right? So this is going into, what am I saying? Yeah, this is going into the fact that firstly, the truth had to go to Judah. And basically things start off with Judah first, right? Which is why Judah will do something, then the other tribes will follow after it, right? So once Judah starts getting roused up, then you're going to have the other tribes getting roused up, right? So what you're seeing, for instance, with this, with these particular one, man, right? And also in this case, like I said, I haven't got any examples of it, because basically I don't really want to look like I'm promoting that, because at the end of the day we're spiritual men, and this is for the Jakes in the world to do, man, right? We gonna have different spiritual things of the spirit to protect us and for us to do things. We ain't gonna be relying on no gun. We ain't promoting no guns, man. Right? We're just promoting teaching the Bible, right? But Jake is being roused up. The main reason I'm bringing this out is because of prophecy, man, right? Because starting off with Judah, right, Jake's going to start getting into that spirit, man, right? This is Isaiah 13:14. It says, "And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land." Right? So you go and it says they shall turn every man to his own people. So you go and start having people starting to stick together almost. Right? So-called white people, so-called white people. Right? Yeah, and hey, I remember one of the older brothers made the point a while back. You're gonna have a white J, like, linking up with white Edomites, so-called white J, linking up with so-called white Edomites, man, right? Being almost one, but not realizing, right, that they're fighting, hand in hand, but they're enemies to each other, man, right? It says it says they shall every man turn to his own people. So things are gonna start getting racial, and tensions are rising, right? And it's what's gonna push Jake off the edge. What is gonna make Judah just flip out, man, right? It says and flee everyone into his own land, right? So you gonna start having people being like, nah, fuck this, and you've been having it in bits and bobs and dribs and drabs, right? But once again, this is this whole thing of like this racism almost, right, if you will, right? It says everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword, right? So you have them what you call those them nigger women, man, that want to deal with Esau, right? And being in his neighbors and all that. Look, man, you gonna get got, right? You gonna get got, man, right? Because hey, even they feel away whenever they, when they walk past Jake, right? Holding their Edomite's hand, right? That shit's sickening, man, right? Yeah, you gonna have some of them that are Israelites, right? In fact, there was even a documentary on Netflix called Babies, man. You had one Israelite woman, probably Israelite woman, but from like the land of Ham, right, from Africa, quote unquote, right? And then she had a baby with this Edomite, man. You just looking, you watching it. This guy was just, his spirit was just off, right? And you're like, man, what the fuck you doing? You having children with these guys, man, right? But in those days, man, you gon' get got, right? This is Matthew 24:12, right? It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? And people are a lot colder than they used to be right now, right? You got people be like, stay safe, look after yourself, and all of that sort of stuff. But in that day, look, man, it's gonna be cutthroat, man, right? And especially as they're trying to make Jake look like to be the problem, and if Jake should, and the worst thing is, once again, when you're online, you seeing how Jake are maneuvering, Jake are behaving. Jake are all with it. Yeah, we getting the coronavirus worse because of this reason, that reason. But why? Because they trust the enemy, right? They're not listening to anything he's actually saying. They don't realize that the man that they're dealing with is the devil, right? So they actually believe in everything he says. Nah, you don't trust him when he says Jacob dying more, right? It's because you run to Esau all the time, man. Right? You might have the smallest of cold, especially these apostles. All right, man. These women and these bloody doctors, man. It's like they're the match made in hell, right? I remember growing up, man. You might have a headache. Take some paracetamol. When the problem is I haven't drank enough water. So why am I taking paracetamol if it's because that's this man's system, right? He's about a patchwork, man. He's not it's a patchwork. He's about plastering over the problem, man. Right? You talk to a woman, I'm always tired. Take some bloody vitamins. Oh, I feel weak. What and you look at their diets all whacked out, or you get these women that will have painful periods and all of that. So so that's why certain women will, the rest of the reason they give for taking the pill, right, to help them with their period pains. But it's like, well, fix your diet up then, man, right? But Esau's always coming with the drugs, and these women always believe the drugs, man, right? And even on that, let me grab this, man. Because Jake be going in there all the damn time, going in, Esau's hospitals, right, not learning, and then coming out with bloody, with more illnesses than they went in with. Right? So Jake may not even be going in there with coronavirus and then getting injected with the coronavirus, or may not even have anything at all. It's like a light cold, man, right? Because we know this coronavirus is all part of a pandemic, man, right? It's all part of a pandemic. It says Isaiah 31:1. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help." Right now, modern day Egypt is representing America, right? It says, "And stay on horses and trust in chariots because there are many." Right. So Esau's military is massive, right? And people trust in that military, right? But we don't. Why don't we trust in Esau's military? Because we know that our military, right? The military that backs us is much bigger. In fact, you got that let me see if I can find that one. What does it say? What does it say? It's Elisha. It says 2 Kings 6:17. Let me read into it. 15. Yeah, we start from 15. It says, "And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, and the host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them." Oof, oof. You see that? But Jake, what? Jake will trust in chariots, man, right? They'll look at Esau's militaries, and hey, yo, Esau's military is crazy, man. Hey, you can't, which is why it's futile, right? Trying to raise arms against this man, right? The only thing that's actually affecting this man is Jake pushing, starting with the apostles on down, the preaching of this word, right? Which is why anything else, it's like, yo, just teach, man, right? Scripture says Zephaniah 3:8, "Wait ye upon me." Because if we try to fight Esau, man, Jake is over with. Jake is done, right? Esau will just send, some real plagues, some real, proper plagues. None of this corona shit, right? Some Ebola or some, some new stuff that we haven't even encountered yet, right? So, so woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots. But as we're reading, right, they that be with us are more than they that be with them, right? It's verse 17 in 2 Kings, right? 6. It says, "And Elisha prayed and said, Lord Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see." Right? And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha, right? And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto Yahweh and said, "Smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness." Oof. Also, here it is, right? We've got that spiritual backing, man, right? From Yahweh Hashem Shai, right? Yeah, Jake is gonna trust Esau, but why? It's because their eyes are closed, man, and then they don't trust the Lord. They don't fear the Lord, right? So they'll do whatever Esau says, and they run to whatever Esau does, right? But it's just why we're waiting for that spiritual intervention. And when we see, things like this going on, man, right? For instance, this, right? We're like, oh, Jake's getting hot. Jake is waking up, man. Right? Jake is getting angry. Jake is starting to get pissed off as a lion who, old lion who shall rouse him up, right? And that's the question that, we're trying to see, because why this is all about fulfilling of prophecies. The scripture says this, right? It says Habakkuk 2:3. it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time." So these prophecies are to happen when they're supposed to happen. It says, "But at the end it shall speak," right? It says, "And not lie," right? The Lord says, Isaiah 55:11, right? Basically, that His word shall not return unto Him void. So if the Lord says something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, right? So once again, when we see that happening, right, Jake's getting roused up, right, we're like, oh shit, is this the beginning of the fulfillment of this particular prophecy, for example, right? It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry, right? So basically saying it might look like it's taking a long time, but hey, it's things are gonna happen, man. Right? And really, when you stop and you think, but for instance, this year seems like it's been a long year, right? But when you actually deep, it's only been a couple of months. Like things are happening, right? And we're not even halfway through the year yet, right? So where were we? Right. So let me finish off Isaiah 31. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help." So Egypt, modern day Egypt is America, right? It says, "And stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh." Right. So that's why you go and have a lot of Jake that go and be caught up, right, when things start getting racial, right? Because they go on, what do you call it? They go and be, getting all tooled up, right? And then Edomites are looking at this. Certain Edomites are looking at this and they're gritting their teeth, gnashing their teeth, right? Because they want to do stuff to Jake, man, right? And then here it is. Now you got Jake on there on the steps of what they'll say is, "That's my Capitol building," right? Now you got niggas on that building, right? That's what they're gonna be saying, man. They gonna be getting roused, so the tensions are going to increase, right? Things are gonna keep happening, right? And we wait to see when Jake gets roused up, right? And the main reason, or only reason we're waiting for that is because that's another prophecy ticked off. Like boom, okay, cool. Right? And the more prophecies that are ticked off, the closer it is, to our salvation, right? So yeah, as always, Lord's will, that was edifying. Till next time, Shalom.